That's how when you meet new people and then you find out that they're from the same country as you, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, never mind. I was gonna say something, but
Nah,
I doubt
say
it
it.
not.
Yeah. You should
Yeah.
say it.
Say it.
Yeah,
I just say
yeah,
like if usually like I meet someone, I find out they're from the same country as me. It's like I don't really want to talk to them for some reason. I don't know why. It's kind
Oh my god. What?
Right. So, welcome to the Thermocast. This is episode 6 of a originally 4-man podcast, but now there's 3 of us. So, this one is about diversity in the entertainment industry. So it should be a spicy one. But right off the bat, let's just talk about what we've been watching lately. Anything interesting? Maybe
Hmm.
you
Like movies and
guys,
stuff?
movies, shows, anime, whatever. Because honestly, I haven't been really watching much. Like, there's not really too much that's too hot right now. Honestly,
I watched Blue Lock actually, which
right?
like obviously like Gengorrr will say, like, you know, it takes a unique taste to like sporting anime. But I actually I find Blue Lock to be quite a unique sporting anime. Like, it's probably, I haven't seen many anime like it. I'm gonna be completely honest. It's not like a usual shonen, which is, I don't even know if is it shonen. I don't even know if it is. So like, I think it's maybe
I think it is.
it's weird. I don't think it doesn't feel like a shonen. It feels like a little too serious for a shonen, but it's pretty good. And the other thing I'm watching at the moment, I'm watching a lot of WWE actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love WWE. So since I was a kid, and I've sort of like gotten back into it. And then the last thing is obviously Todeko, if anyone's ever seen that before.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with that right now. It's like basically it's a shonen anime based on like food, and fighting and stuff. I'd say it's like, best way I can put it, it's like Dragon Ball Z fucked JoJo's and Food Wars. That's like it literally is. No cap. It's got the animation of,
I can vouch.
Animation of Dragon Ball, the fighting of JoJo's, and then the food style of Food Wars. Monkey, what's going on, fam?
So, I haven't been watching anything that much. Well, I don't know if I should admit this. I've been reading a lot of manga, but it's not like shonen, romance, or comedy stuff. I've just been reading a lot of adult mangas.
Bro.
It's like a lot of that. Like purely for the plot too. The thing is, it's so weird.
Hey, bro, I watch porn for the plot.
Like,
that's all good.
Yeah.
Like straight up, I've just been reading doujins for the plots.
Like, does the plumber actually ever finish the plumbing?
What? What did you say?
Don't worry about it. It's all good.
The plumber, what?
God damn it.
I said, yeah, I watch porn for the plot. And then you said, yeah, and I said, I wonder if the plumber ever finishes the plumbing, bro.
Oh my god.
I'm just joking. Sorry, man. Keep going. You're
good. Yeah. And other than that, it's just JoJo. I only read JoJo currently. Yeah.
Honestly, I've been kind of over anime lately. Like, I have not really been in the mood to like watch anything at all. I don't know if like I'm burnt out or just there's not a lot of like new creative shit, but it just kind of feels stale at this point. The only thing I'm really keeping up with is the Chainsaw Man manga.
Oh yeah.
But like even then, like I'm not really reading everything as soon as they like all the chapters as soon as they drop.
I heard the last volume is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
It is really good, but
I don't want to spoil it, but
But
I
yeah,
heard something like I remember like someone's losing their mind that I follow. What about any YouTubers or streamers you've been watching or anything like that? Like anything unique like that? Like content from that?
I mean, I always like look for newer, smaller streamers as well to check out and see. So, I mean, there's a bunch. I don't really have anyone in particular to point out, but yeah. Also,
Been
this is maybe slightly off topic, but holy shit, I've been fucking bored out of my mind lately because there's like nothing I want to watch, nothing I want to play, nothing I want to do. Like the most fun I've been having is like learning how to use Photoshop.
Fucking
Straight up.
like how fucked is it? Like when you get to that stage where you're like, oh, I'll start this game today, and you start it, and you're an hour, and you're like, this is shit. Like
This shit is whack.
I swear to God, like you get to that stage where you're like, you do nothing for 4 months. You're like, fucking, what am I doing? It is like,
Yeah.
it's difficult. I usually when I get to that stage, I just watch something like a big anime or some shit, just where I just blur out.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I haven't really felt like doing anything, but it is what it is.
We could make content. Just go buy a Switch.
I mean,
We're doing Mario Kart and Smash Bros at the moment, bro. That was so fun on the weekend. I don't think you were there for that. Oh,
no, it wasn't. I
Right.
was asleep.
bro, it's probably the hardest I've laughed in a long time. To be fair.
And juggling did tell me about it.
Mm.
I mean, maybe one day I'll get a Switch. Anyways, so let's just get started about this topic, right? So normally we have the Heatcasters segment, which is the one where we get a bit more heated, potentially more. What is the word?
Toxic.
No, we're not toxic,
Probably
but
like critical, maybe like critical. I guess.
yeah, there's a word in my mind, but it's just I'm forgetting it. Anyway, what I'm saying is these are the segments that could get one cancelled if we gave a shit about getting cancelled, but we don't. So
After the last podcast, we are not scared of anything anymore, fam. I'm not scared of anything, bro. Anything.
It's like we're good. We're good now.
Yeah.
So, diversity in the entertainment industry. Before I get to the points, like, have you guys like had any thought about that recently, or has there been anything around that topic that has maybe annoyed you, bothered you, or like anything you just noticed in particular in just like recent shows, games, movies, anything like that?
I've got two.
Yo, go ahead.
So you go, Gengorrr. Sorry, you go, fam. Mine could be last, fam.
So for sure, definitely Harry Potter with that bullshit of adding like they'll add like characters and then give them completely normal names, but they'll add a characters with a completely different color skin and then give them the weirdest name ever.
And like, there's already so much controversy around that game as it is too. That's what's fucked about it. Like, yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like, do you know much about like the Harry Potter like controversies of that Gengorrr?
I don't know much about it.
So, like,
no.
If I explain it like in simple terms, is that J.K. Rowling, the creator of Harry Potter, is like hates trans people or any type of LGBTQT. That's that right? Like all of it, and votes against it, and will literally like in her interviews will openly bring it up in like her interviews, like
Yeah.
to the world, and like fuck her, like honestly for it. But like
Mhm.
which the game said like they're completely separate from them, completely like. Which they are. They have nothing to do with the Harry Potter universe at all. The game doesn't even have Easter eggs from the original game, like at all. It has nothing to do with J.K. Rowling at all. But because I think J.K. Rowling gets 1% of it, over I think it's 60% of all Harry Potter fans have boycotted the game completely,
Mm.
which is
Um,
funny too because it's very open in the fact that um there's neutral genders in the entire game. There's no it's always they. It never says he or him, her or anything like that type
Yeah.
of thing the entire time. And even if you do dress yourself up like a male, you can be in the girls' common room and stuff like that. Like it's no like there's no ins or outs or anything like that. So which was quite interesting. But there's a lot of hate around it. And then there
Mm.
was a lot of let's just say there was a lot of racist stuff that got brought in pretty quick too.
oof, oof.
Yeah.
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 I think I understand that. I understand what you mean though.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to like this, like when to diversity, right? Like there's always gonna be, it's always gonna bring out the fucking the racists and the, you know, like, you know, the vocal fucking cunts who are usually in the minority, but you know it does bring them out, like no matter how it's done. But that's just how it
Yeah.
is. Okay,
Yeah.
so I think we can all agree that like the diversity is a good thing. Like having
Mhm.
every race, ethnicity, you know, just like everyone represented, or I should say, everyone deserves to get the representation.
Yeah.
We can all agree that's a good thing. But it's it's been getting to a point where like, it feels like companies are just adding like different, like it's just like a checklist of different races, different genders, different like everything, just to kind of say that we have it, right? Just, and like at some points it feels really forced.
Mhm.
um do you guys have any, like any specific ones that you can think of that like really fucking backfired, where they try
I got
to,
one.
they try to be diverse, they try to be like, yo, look at us, we're doing this, we're including everyone, but it's just like it's so fake. Like you can just feel like corporate sitting behind the desk and being like, yeah, let's just do that, let's fucking get brownie points from it.
Yeah, I got one. From
Mm.
Marvel actually.
Okay.
They're like,
Right.
yeah, they released this new comic book
Mm.
for Captain America where he's gay instead,
Oh, I
and
remember this shit.
he dressed with shorts and a crop top
Mm.
with like a
Mm-hmm.
mohawk that's rainbow and everything, and it just looks
Mm.
really false, and they got a lot of backlash for it. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's one of them.
like it always bothers me. Here's one specific thing: when like there's a like an established character with, you know, certain traits, certain personalities, certain, you know, I'm gonna say this a lot: race, gender, sexuality, blah 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 blah. The list goes on, and then they change it for no other reason than just to force in diversity.
Mm.
Because like at
Yeah.
that point, like you're not doing anything. You're just changing a character for the sake of potentially like getting goodwill, which I mean they think they will, but usually it fucking backfires and there's a lot of backlash because of it. Because it's just
Yeah.
stupid. It's just stupid. You're not adding anything to the story. You're not adding anything to the characters. In
Mhm.
fact, you're kind of taking it. You're taking away from it because you're just. It's an unnecessary change.
Right.
Um, I mean, I don't really have an example off the top of my mind when it comes to characters, but lately, and I think Purge might like this one or might find this one interesting. Netflix's Cleopatra.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they cast
Uh,
Cleopatra as a black woman, which okay, I feel like I need to like preface this every single time. It's like we have no issues with whoever wherever the actor or actress or person acting is from or who they are. It's just like what is the goal of the production, and how does how is their diversity implemented? My God, I'm stumbling on my words.
Sorry.
Um. So yeah. So Cleopatra, it's supposed to be like a mini documentary. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um. And the whole point of a documentary is to, like, portray like a real event, um, as factually as possible. Like, uh, fuck, why is my brain just going fucking blank? God damn it.
what?
Um, my mind is just going blank. There's like words
Uh,
that I keep forgetting. But yeah, like a documentary is supposed to like show the real events of like what happened. And then they change the ethnicity of the character or the person who the show is about. Which, I mean, why? Why would you do that? Because when it comes to Cleopatra, I think Purge would probably elaborate on this, but she is I believe she's like I read about it yesterday. Macedonian Greek ancestry.
yeah.
So yeah, so she is generally accepted as more lighter skinned, right?
Right.
So when the point of a production is to document real events, why the fuck would you change like a person's ethnicity?
Yeah, and it's like it's just like it's sort of like a cash grab sort of thing too, because like I think
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Egyptian documentaries and like stuff like that have a historic feed of like choosing the whitest motherfuckers on planet Earth, and there's no
Mm,
denying that. But like every country in the world now, like you can probably find actors, and you could probably find someone who resembles Cleopatra in the right ethnicity, skin color, and what probably she looked like.
exactly.
So why not go to them? But instead, it sometimes it does feel forced. I guess that's probably is that what you're trying to say, basically?
Exactly, exactly. I'm saying when the whole point is to accurately represent a real event, like you don't go changing unnecessary like things. So like in the grand scheme of things, a person's color it means nothing. Like when it comes to acting, I mean, obviously it's usually all about performance, but like in this one case, where the whole point is to actually like just document something real. Like you'd want all the details to be accurate, right? Like that's the one thing that I don't really understand. Um, so I mean, if you're, I don't know, doing a documentary about some sort of Arab, um, I don't know, like Arab history, for example. Like you wouldn't you get someone who looks Arab at least, or in some way represents the people of that place, right? Like that makes sense.
So,
But
sorry. Like,
uh, go on.
yeah, well, look, I'm gonna be like, this is the craziest thing ever. You know, like you've seen a lot of movies,
Yeah,
right? And you know Australians,
yeah.
and there'll be Australian actors, and they'll have that
Mm.
accent, right? That accent's
Mm-hmm.
fake. Even if they're Australian,
Yeah,
like they're actually
like bring it
Australian.
up.
actors, and they're Australian.
Mm.
No fucking cap. Like
Them.
they put on that accent. So like,
Mm-mm.
trying to think. You know, like you seen Transformers?
A really long time ago.
There's like this blonde chick in it that's Australian. She's literally
Mm.
said in an interview she sounds completely different, but she's just from South Australia, but like puts on the
Mm.
accent. So that's just me getting angry, I think.
Hmm.
I think
yeah, so
I have a good look. I have a good actually a good one, and this is a pretty
mm.
toxic topic. But I don't think anyone on the internet is actually going to get angry about this. But you guys seen the new Valma series?
No, I have not.
Oh, yeah.
So they reimagined Velma, and she's fucking bitch in it. But
Yeah.
like they purposely made her like the sort of the bad guy. They changed her ethnicity, her sexuality, and just about everything about the character, just to suit
Yeah.
today's. It's pretty bad. Like, and like everyone was like, I think I've seen a lot of people go like, this wasn't necessary to do something like this. Like, it
Yeah,
wasn't
exactly.
like I think I've even seen like some people from like just like go no, why would you do this? So that's probably
Yeah.
and they changed like I think they changed Shaggy as well. I believe to an ethnicity. And just
You know what's oh,
yeah.
you know what's the funniest thing about that? The people who make those false diversity stuff in media are not minorities themselves,
Mm.
and they are
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
trying
Yeah.
to get minorities' attention. That's the funniest thing.
Yep. 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 They're
Yeah.
trying to get brownie points.
Yeah.
Mm.
I absolutely agree.
Mm.
So, yeah, just one more thing I wanted to add is like to this point. Like it's really like it's not like just about what race someone is. Like the whole point is like when you're changing, things are established. Like anytime a character gets a redesign, it's like
Yeah.
they're close to what they originally looked like, but let's say they have a different haircut or like a different outfit, and people lose their shit,
Mm.
right? It's
Yeah.
because they love the way the character was. Like they know. I mean, the character is fucking established, right? That's why people like that character. There's a certain. They're written in a certain way. They look a certain way. They act a certain way. If you go and then you change that just to get fucking brownie points on the internet, it's like, I mean, people will see right fucking through you. It's cheap. You're not doing anything. You're not trying to actually, represent these different. You're not trying to be inclusive. You're just trying to profit from it. That's really what you're doing.
Yeah.
So like I don't really know, or actually I do know, how they should really do it. It's like, how about you make new characters, you make new ideas, new IPs, and you actually give people from all different like backgrounds the opportunity to get that role. Like maybe not just hire all these like big name celebs, like start. I don't know, give people in like minorities like a better chance to get those positions, but don't just give people a role because they are in the minority. Like I feel like
Yeah.
their performance should be at that level where they earn that spot. So it's not just about being diverse. It's about like giving everyone an equal opportunity to get that position.
Mm.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm.
All right.
I guess like
Anyone have
sorry,
what to
yeah.
say?
I'm just trying to form an opinion on it first.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
like this one, I don't know, like this might get you Gengorrr. So I haven't obviously experienced. I'm a white ass motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
I'm German, so an Australian, the two widest
Yes.
combinations in the world. But there was this. I don't remember if you guys know about this Star Wars thing. I can't remember her name. Like one of the main characters. In the not the fifth movie, the eighth movie, and she was Asian.
Mm.
And this was just
Yeah.
like this formation of when I remember when Asian hate started to blow up a little bit, like as in like obviously like the idea of like defending like people from being hateful towards Asians and stuff like that. And she basically, a lot of people pushed that they purposely made her main character of the eighth movie just because she was Asian. And in the end, they cut her out of the final movie, which 10 out of 10, she was the best actor. It was 10 out of 10, the best actor in the eighth movie as well, in my opinion. Like, and she was hot too, so I don't know, man. Maybe that helped a little bit. No, she by far she was the best character and best actor by a mile. So like for them to cut her, and then like, the reasoning was because of Star Wars fans saying that, and then I think generally being very hateful towards that culture kind of backfired, I guess. It's kind of like that sort of pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie, because I really liked it, but yeah.
Right.
I don't know what I'm saying, but does that make sense? Or
Yeah.
I guess it just works that same way. Like people, rather than that resentment of that forcefulness, like people are using it with their general hate as well. I guess to say that they are forcing it when they're not.
Right.
Yeah. It can go both ways, basically.
Yeah, because I don't know much about Asian hate. Sorry, Gengorrr personally, but I do know it was like it's quite like a huge thing. Because like, look, man, I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate any races. I don't understand the hate
of
any races personally.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like I don't fucking get it. Maybe white people, maybe.
Okay.
I understand that a little because I am white. That's about it. That's why.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's fair enough why you hate me. I guess that's about all I can say. But like, why you would hate any ethnicity is like, why? Like, why be a dick? Why be racist? Why be like that? So,
Yeah, like to me, when I look at someone, like I don't really look at the way they look. I don't look at like, you know, where you come from, what you believe in, what you, what is the word? Identify as, like real talk. Like okay, this might sound harsh. I don't really care. Not in a sense as in like it doesn't matter. It's just like it doesn't affect me. Like you can believe in whatever you believe in, and you can do that as long as you don't bother me with it. Like go live your life, do your thing, fucking, you know, like just live. You know, that's fine. What I do care about is how fucking people, like how respectful people are. Like if you treat me well, I will treat you well. It's as simple as that. There's no more to it. I don't really care about anything else. That's just it. I mean, that's the way I was raised. That's the way. I mean, that's what I believe in. Like everyone from anywhere around the world, just I mean, deserves that respect if they earn it.
Yeah, about that,
Yeah.
my take will be different for sure. I'm going to be fully honest. When I see people, I judge them by their look first, 100%. Like, it's not a bad thing to just to like judge or see their race. Like, if I see someone that looks Asian, I'm gonna be like, that's an Asian person. Or if I see someone with a darker skin, I'm like, well, that's not a white person. Or like,
Yeah,
if someone looks,
that's not That's not judging though. That's just pointing out a fact.
yeah, but there are a lot of people that say they don't see color, or they don't think it matters. But like, you
right,
will
but
see the
like
color.
would you treat them differently?
yeah, I guess that's like
Because like you see someone like, oh, they're Asian, like would you treat them differently than anyone else?
I wouldn't treat them differently, but I would think of them as different from me. for sure.
Right. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah,
if we're gonna be like technical about it, like we are different in the sense that we come from different backgrounds, but like at the end of the day,
yeah,
we're all human.
You guys actually like
You
think
know what I
like
mean?
that?
No, I mean I don't like when I look at someone. I mean, obviously, I can say like they are from a different background, but like there's irrelevant to me.
But would you like?
Like I've not. Yeah, go on.
No, sorry. Like as Gengorrr said, like like. So like, if you saw me down the street, Gengorrr, would you think like that's a white guy with a mustache? Like he's way different to
yeah,
me. Like would you think
yeah.
he's really? So you think okay?
But I wouldn't treat you differently.
No,
But
that's
like,
to think you're different. That's like, sorry, that doesn't. Yeah, for me.
yeah.
Okay.
So my take about it is a lot of people like to say that like we're all the same, we're all human, we're all the same inside. But the thing is, we're not. Every race, every culture are all different. We are all humans, but like everybody are very different. Like from inside and out. Like they act different, they have different culture. So like we are different. But we just have to treat each other nice, like respectfully. That's all.
How
Like that's how I see it.
that's fair enough. Like the teachings in Australia currently, like when you go through uni, but like it's not like my own take on it. Is you respect all cultures and you respect all ways of life.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you're just accepting all of that. So for me, I guess that's I don't know whether that's like selfish or not, but I don't like if I saw you down the street, I wouldn't think like I'm different to you. But maybe that's just my perspective, I guess. But I don't mean harm by saying that any of us are
Yeah.
any different by looking at each other. I guess that's just
Yeah.
the way I think. I don't mean anything by it, but I understand. Like if I see an ethnicity, like I'm not like, oh damn, like that's an Asian guy. It's more like I'm like, damn, I
Yeah.
wonder what country he's from, or like where he originally came from, and like like his culture and shit.
Mm.
Maybe because I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd with international stuff, but like, but that's my take. Like,
Yeah. Like I mean, if I was walking down the street and I see Gengorrr, like okay, in my mind, I would recognize he's probably from Asia, but like I don't really think about that fact. It's like okay, it's something I recognize, but like that affects nothing. Like and how I look at you and like how I treat you, like it really just it means nothing to me.
like that guy's.
And like when I say it means nothing, like I don't mean that disrespectfully. I just mean like it doesn't affect the way I look at someone. Like I will recognize it obviously because I mean it's fucking obvious, right? But it's not gonna change the way I'm gonna go about treating you. Like I'm gonna treat you the same as any other fucking person. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
as long as you're not a dick to me, then I mean that's just different, right? But I'm gonna approach you the same way I would anyone else. So that was the point I was making. It's not like obviously we are different in terms of culture, in terms of upbringing, in terms of how we were raised, our histories, sure. But like at the end of the day, like the rights we have. I mean, you said we were different on the inside. I mean, I dropped
Yeah.
biology, so I can't really comment. But I think we're mostly the same on the inside, as in anatomy.
Yeah,
But
You guys didn't know
well,
white
you
people
know.
have a third testicle inside.
Oh shit.
I'm just joking.
I mean,
Mm,
it's like different races and different culture. They like have different types of body, even on the inside. Like different race have different traits. Like a tribesman in Zimbabwe is gonna climb trees way better than me, because
yeah, because
that's just how
they're
he
used
grew
to it. They're
up.
adapted to it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's just a little technical though. But yeah, like we are different
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
in like every way, but that doesn't mean that you should treat them differently. So yeah,
Yeah, true.
Well, that's
True.
like that thing like
but
comes
it's
back
just
to
like
like just respect, bro. Like, respect like
yeah, I just like
differences.
to I like to keep it in mind that we are still different. Just like yeah,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, well, look, All right, Can I ask like a bit of a risky question, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
go
if I
ahead.
may?
Yeah,
All right,
shoot.
because Gengorrr seems to be like right into this. Do you feel like, generally speaking, like on the inside, that some races have an upper hand than others? Like with their
Say
genetics,
what?
like do like some races have like genetic like upper hand than others? Like, does that make sense?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah, like people from Africa are just way stronger than people that would be born in America
Mm.
already. Or like it's the same example again, but like a tribesman in Africa would be able to run way longer just because of their genetics, because they've been doing that for much longer, while people in America have been doing different things that they are good at. I mean, that they are better at than those tribesmen as well. So like we all have a trait that we're good at that other people are not.
I think like I struggle
In
to
one
like
way, so.
accept it is that like a lot of my historian teachers push equality doesn't exist because no one's equal and like it's survival of the fittest no matter what. So like, which then they push like
Mm,
the smartest person survives, and I look at them like, bro, this guy's fucking 4 foot, weighs 200 kilos. Like, man,
yeah.
you ain't
Mm,
surviving. Like, like,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
I struggle to accept the idea of that, and I think I really do.
Mm.
Like, I think it's a bit fucked sometimes.
The thing is, oh,
Like people use it
um,
to like look down on others. That's the only thing like I struggle with.
yeah. The thing about it is you can accept that everybody is different, while also knowing that everybody is still equal. Like that's how I see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because equality isn't, at least to me. I don't know what the actual like dictionary definition um is, but like it's not necessarily saying we are equal as in we are all exactly the same. It's more that we all deserve the same opportunities in life.
Yeah.
That's what equality to me is like everyone deserves the same chances in life, the same treatment, the same rights. You know, that's what it should be. That's how it should be. Like, obviously,
Yeah.
it's not, but like, and like, there's probably nothing we can do about that. Like, it's just it's a statistics things, right? As long as there's a lot of people, like, there's bound to be someone who's fucked, right? There's bound to be fucking assholes.
Hmm.
Yes.
It's just a numbers thing, right? So,
Mm.
and we can't really do much about that, except just like condemn it.
Yeah.
Um, so here we are.
Mm.
Oof.
There's like, was that
That
one
was
question?
yeah, that was just one.
Jesus Christ.
Um,
Oh,
okay, so the next one is I mean all the talking points are pretty connected, and there's going to be overlap between them.
Mhm.
But each one is generally focused on like a different point. So this one is more about like the balance of representing the different like um well, just representation. We're representing diversity
Mhm.
in shows, in games, in movies, and actual storytelling. Because you know, promoting diversity is a good thing, but what if it comes at the expense of the story? Like how can like storytellers actually find that balance between like diversity and actually delivering like
Um,
well written diverse characters with different perspectives, and not just have them be like, oh, we're adding this character from this ethnicity and like that's their only trait because we just want to put them in and say we're being diverse, right? Is there a point where they say, okay, maybe diversity shouldn't be the main focus because we're trying to deliver a show more than actually being what's the word?
Forceful.
Yeah, like instead of just forcing it for goodwill, like should it take a backseat in order to deliver a better product?
There's a lot to it as well, though, because an author could write a story with no diversity at all, and people could find that as a problem. But then the author
Right.
could just grow up around his own culture only and doesn't know anything about other cultures, so he cannot write about other cultures. Or like, an author feel like if they add someone of a different race and it seems forced, then that just means they don't actually care about adding that race in. Yeah.
So maybe I should rephrase the question just a tiny bit. Fuck, I had it fucking perfectly in my head and then I lost it. God fucking does it. What I wanted to say is, like, whenever you look for something else, like, do you look for story first, or how diverse that show or movie or game is?
Look, just
And would you? Sorry, one sec. Would you not watch something if it didn't promote diversity, or would you like find that a bad thing?
look, let's just start off by all saying that we all read manga and all watch anime.
Yeah.
Some of the most racist shit I've ever seen in my entire life is in both those. And like, I think one of the reasons why I like anime and manga so much is there's no like, they don't even ever really talk about diversities or anything.
Right. Yeah.
Like nationality or anything. Sexuality. It's just natural, I guess. But the last.
I'm the opposite of you.
Oh really?
That's one thing I don't like about anime and manga.
Okay.
There's so little diversity in anything. Not even just race. There's not even diversity in age. They add the most serious story ever, and they make all the characters high school kids when they didn't need to be high school kids at all. Like, it doesn't make any sense that there's zero diversity. I don't like that. Like Tokyo Revengers, for example. The story could have been much better if they were all adults fighting.
Agreed.
But they're all like 15. So it makes the story weirder.
To be fair, like all of it's based obviously in Japan itself, so it revolves around the media in which they have like controlled and the way it is. That's why, like Japan's like a completely different culture to like Australia, and there's not even a fucking millisecond or a millimeter of fucking Japan culture in Australia alone. So I think that's why I personally, I think of anime as a whole nother world. I don't have to fucking think about. Like if someone lands some hot chick, I'm like, bro, that's anime. Who gives a fuck? I ain't gonna land that shit. Like, I think about it sometimes. But this, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
But I guess that
also.
Sorry, you.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
There you go.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, another thing to point out about like how a lot of them are like 15 is, I think it kind of comes down to like how like the majority of people that do consume manga and anime are in that like 15 plus minus a few years like age range. So I guess it does kind of make sense to have the characters be similar to them. I mean, it's more relatable, I suppose. I don't really like it, but I guess, I mean, that's the market. Clearly it's working for them, so that's clearly what people want, at least in Japan.
There's only
But
so much you can take for like I reckon a short span, and then you have to switch pretty quick to something else.
right, like I think like obviously like okay, so if there's a story written and it makes sense for the characters to be 15, then great. Like if it's well
Yeah.
written, it fits, sure, go for it. But it's like I mean, like Gengorrr said, like Tokyo Revengers. It's like, why are they 15? Like when I was 15,
Yeah.
I would go to school and my parents would pick me up. I'd go back home and then I'd sleep at 10 p.m. Right? Like what the fuck is that?
I guess like that like that point, like some of my favorite anime is like how like when they're in their final year of high school. Actually, some of them, like I don't know if you guys have seen like RE Life. I don't know if you guys seen that before.
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
quite good because it's like in the final year. But I think like how you were saying
Mm.
before, like the 15, 16-year-old like
Mm.
that aspect, like, you know, a lot of people reading that manga, but even people who are reading it as like a business person in Japan are like, oh, the greatest years of my life are spent in high school, bro. High school was the worst time of my entire life,
Yeah.
without a doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but I think it's that aspect that suicide. I shouldn't say this openly, but the suicide rate in Japan is so high for people, and like a lot
I
of them,
mean,
all they do is
that is a fact.
all they do
That
is
is a fact.
work,
Yeah.
and then they come home. So
Same
like,
with China.
why wouldn't you enjoy school more? But like, if anything in my life, I'm like, I would rather go back to school, bro. I'm gonna buy a rope. Like it's on, like straight up. Like it's over. Like the lowest of the low was high school, and I'm never going back. Like
Uh,
it's not happening. This is,
I mean,
yeah.
but that's also the thing about like culture is like it's pretty common for like people from Japan to like really love their high school days. Like I've heard that a
Mm.
lot, and so I mean, in that sense, like if it's like a period of their life that they would, let's say, classify as like one of the best parts of their life, then it would make sense to have shows that are in that period of time for either nostalgia or, I mean, like good memories, right? So
Mm.
they do look like they have fun. Like,
yeah, yeah. I mean, their high schools like they seem different to ours. So
Yeah.
I've never been there, so I can't really comment. But just from an outsider's point of view, um, yeah. What did I want to
Uh,
say?
I don't know.
Hey, go on, Gengar.
I'm trying to form a sentence,
Mm,
form an
right.
opinion as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
mm.
It is. It is.
If
Mm.
But
you're,
mm, go on, go on.
What?
I was about to say like if we go back to the question
Yeah.
at hand, the last show I ever watched, with
Mm-hmm.
actual diversity is probably the Wednesday show. I don't know if you've seen that. It's
No, I have
Yeah.
not.
probably the last one where they naturally told a story with different ethnicities and different everything, diversity completely. But then again, it's about
Mm-hmm.
monsters and shit, so
Right.
I don't know. But that's probably the last show I ever watched where like they naturally told a story where there was diversity in it for me without feeling
Mm.
forceful. That's probably honestly the last, yeah, last live action show ever, probably,
Mm.
honestly. And like
I
anything Western, get the fuck out. There you go.
yeah. I have a good example of a manga that actually
Mm-hmm.
does a good job at having diversity without it feeling forced. And
Yeah.
it's JoJo, 100%. JoJo just introduced people from literally anywhere in the world, and then just like, and it doesn't feel forced at all. It's just like it's a part of the character, and they never mention it again to like force it onto you. But it's just like there's so many different characters from different places in the world in JoJo.
Mm.
There's literally barely any characters that are the same race, actually. Oh yeah, I think JoJo does a good job at it, but JoJo also does a bad job at the same time because they have all these buff men that are like 6 foot tall, and the canonical age is like 15. and then they look like that. So
Right.
yeah. Oh, JoJo does a really good job at having gay people in the show as well, mixed in with straight people without it being forced. Yeah.
So a point about sexuality, right, is like
Mm.
I really really like never care what a fictional character's sexuality is. It's like I don't care if they're straight, if they're gay, if they're whatever they are. Like that really like it adds nothing to the story to me. Like
Mm.
I get having different representation for like like everyone. I understand that, but like if this kind of ties into the next point, which I'll bring up in a bit, but like if I don't know, like if a whole character's trait is that they're a certain sexuality and that's all you're showing, it's like you're not really doing anything creatively. Like you're just having that
Yeah.
character there for the sake of having them there. It's like if there's like a frat boy, for example, that all he does is just like bang chicks, right? Like no one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck. But then if you had a
Yeah.
character who's just gay and it's like, oh look at this guy, he's banging dudes. Like okay, like what are you trying to tell me in terms of story?
Yeah.
Like one so one example I have on my mind is Hannibal. Have you guys ever watched that?
What is it?
Hannibal.
Like the TV show or the movie?
Yeah, a TV show.
Okay. No, I haven't seen the TV show. I've seen the movies though.
But
Yeah, so okay, I haven't read the books because the show doesn't like really um like it's not done. They got canceled like halfway through. Um so I mean Hannibal is it's never said explicitly, but it's pretty clear that he is gay. But like that is never the point of the story. Like it is there, you can see it, and it's not shoved down your throat. Like it's just it exists. It's a point. You can see it as a trait of the character, but it doesn't. Um, it's not the main like characteristic of Hannibal. Like he's a fucking intelligent psycho, and like throughout the whole show, he's messing with this detective Will, and like just playing mind games on him and fucking with him, and like obviously throughout the show, he I guess develops feelings for him, but. And I mean, it is there, and that's fine, and it's all good, as long as it's not the only thing that the character is. Because, like I said, like it doesn't matter who we're talking about. Like I said earlier, like even if the character is straight, because I mean, I'm a straight Arab, right? Just to preface this, like
mm,
that is my background. And if there's a character that just fucking has sex, just fucks chicks all day. It's like you're not doing anything. There's no fucking point to that. It's pointless. You know, like that's kind of the point I was trying to say. It's like as long as
yeah.
it's tasteful and not just there to fucking fit an agenda, like go for it. Shoot for the stars. It's just about how it's implemented into a show that
Um,
that really
mm,
you know.
yeah, I think uh it's basically the same as adding a character of a different race. Adding a character of a
Hmm.
different sexuality. I think it's the same exact thing where
Right.
um if you add it and then that's all the character is and it's false, then it's like exactly like what you said.
Yeah.
Where if it's just a part of a character, but it's like not forced down upon you, then it's fine. So I think it's the same exact thing as race.
Right. Right.
When they do, yeah,
Like I just brought up sexuality there because that was like relevant to the example I was bringing up. But yeah, like it doesn't matter like
yeah,
um like what thing they're trying to be diverse about. It's just how they actually fit it into the story that like actually matters to me.
yeah.
So that brings us to the next point.
Okay.
Or Percy, you have anything to say?
One more thing, sorry.
All right, go.
One more thing. So I don't know if you guys know about again Harry Potter. I'm a Harry Potter fucking nerd. I love Harry Potter. The Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings. This other one was there was this idea and it was randomly made, basically that Grindelwald and Dumbledore were in love. And like had like a secret love, like all of like the Harry Potter films. And someone randomly made this is no shit. This was made from a fucking Reddit theory, and the final movie of Fantastic Beasts, they made it a real thing into the lore, and said, and Dumbledore said, "I loved you" to Grindelwald, and I was like, bro, and it was in the first 5 seconds of the film, and you're like, what? Like,
Yeah.
like why? And I was like, that just ruins it. Like, keep like if you're gonna do it, keep it oblivious for a while and just act like it was a thing. Like that was the whole special thing about it. Like it was cool that like that was a thing, but like they were like, oh yeah, we'll just say it in the first 10 seconds of the film just to make it legit, and everyone was like, sort of like, what the fuck? You just ruined it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but that was really forced because it was like, it literally because of fans. They were like, oh yeah, oh this is real, this is real, this is real. I was like, no, it's not. And then J.K. Rowling was like, it's real. Oh, it's so real. And I was like, what? You just made that up.
Yeah.
And took it, bro. I'm like, what's wrong with you? You can't just say that's real. Like,
Yeah.
because J.K.
Yeah. And I mean, like the diversity aside, it's just like that's just bad writing. Like because if your character just like suddenly one day is just okay, like let's say they were a really fucking outspoken, energetic character, and like one day they just change, or like an introvert, for example. It's like when did that happen? How did that happen? Just because the author said, "Oh, that's how they are now"? Like, no, that doesn't make sense. You're just shit at writing. So it's the same when they wake up one day like, you know what? I'm gonna make my character fucking gay, or I'm gonna make my character straight. It's like,
Yeah.
where the fuck did that come from? Like if you wrote it into the story from the start, that was the plan. Go ahead, but just don't fucking change shit just because. Oh, like currently this is what will get me the most amount of goodwill. And like fuck off. Like actually just fuck off.
Yeah. I agree with that too. But I want to add just like one more thing. It's really easy to say, oh, it doesn't matter to me what sexuality the characters are when you are straight, because
Okay.
like in 99% of the time characters are straight anyway.
They are, yeah.
Because there's barely no diversity and it's only
Right.
like a new thing. But like it's like for me, a lot of media I watch, I'm like, is there anyone like me at all? And then there's like none, and everybody is straight. And I just like, it feels like people like me doesn't exist. So I feel like it does matter a bit in character sexuality, because it makes you feel seen. But straight people most of the time will not get that because they are already seen. There's only straight people anyway in fiction. So yeah.
Right, but,
I just
but
want to
what
add
I'm
that
saying,
in.
what I'm saying is, would you rather be represented as a character that's actually well written, and would actually
Oh yeah.
portray how people from the, let's say, LGBTQ community actually are, or would you rather have a character that's just, yo, I'm gay? You know, like
Yeah.
you'd want them to be actually well written and representative, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. It's
Yeah.
like I'd rather have
So that's
a character. Oh,
sorry. Yeah,
yeah.
go on.
Yeah, that's for sure though. I
Mm.
definitely wouldn't want a character to be like non-binary like me just cause, and for them to like add it without caring. It's just like,
Right.
yeah, it's just would be good if there are more people who write stuff and cares
Mm-hmm.
about the minorities. Yeah, so I agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would
So
want them to be well written.
yeah, having it is good as long as like it makes sense. There's a point to it. It's representative. It actually brings awareness. It like there's a point to it. It's not just yo, we're including this here because that's currently what the internet wants. Like, like it's not a corporate thing. It's representative in a good way and well written. Like that's what I want. Like when I say I don't care, I don't mean like you can do whatever you want. It's just like
yeah.
like to me, creativeness comes first, and then everything else, as long as it fits in, that's perfect. That's great. Like anything else you want to add on to the story after you after you have a good structure, good backbone, like that's great. Do your thing.
No. Yeah, I get that. I agree.
Yeah. And also, like I said, I mean, I am a straight guy, so there's a lot of straight characters. But I'm also Arab. There's not a lot of Arab actors really. So
Yes.
I mean, I don't really care, but that's just me. But I do understand the feeling of wanting to see more people like you. I totally understand. Yeah.
It's like it's how when you meet new people and then you find out that they're from the same country as you, and you're like, oh,
yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah. Okay, actually, never mind. I was gonna say something, but
Nah,
I don't
say it.
know.
Yeah. You should
Yeah,
say it.
say it.
Yeah.
I'll just say like if usually like I meet someone, I find out they're for the same country as me. It's like I don't really want to talk to them for some reason. I don't know why. It's
Oh my god! Why?
I don't know. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. I know.
Yeah, well, it's a bad example, but what I mean is like finding someone with something in common with you.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get
Yeah.
you. I know what you mean.
That's funny, though.
It's like if I see someone like in a game online, that's like from the same place where I'm from, it's like I'm like, oh, I want to fucking shit on this guy. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it's just how I am. Like, I mean,
get that.
you could call that racist, but it's like it's my own people. Is that racist? Like, I don't. There's no hate. Like, I like,
Yeah.
like real talk. I mean, a lot of people from where I'm from, Syria. A lot of people are fucking really super nice people, but moving on. Right. Next point. Or does anyone else have anything else to say?
No.
Okay. So this does relate, or actually, we might even want to skip this because it's kind of like we already kind of talked about it. It's tokenism. It's having token characters or just added to fit a quota or a checkbox. And I feel like we talked about that already, but like how would you or like what would you want writers to do to like more authentically represent the different communities and races and stuff? Like if you had to suggest like one way to do it better, what would that be?
For me, I would say if you want to add diversity, you should educate yourself on what you want to add before you add them in. Or like, if you're gonna add something in, at least care about it. Yeah. And if you don't care about it, then just don't add them in. Yeah.
Honestly, that's a fucking perfect answer right there. Like that is.
Yeah. You could also ask people of the minority you want to add, people from that minority, for advice on how you should write this character as well.
Some people don't want to though, man. Like that's the biggest one. So like, I don't know, like if anyone like no one knows anything about Australia, honestly. But we run into like a lot of fucking issues where so like where Indigenous people don't really want to help Indigenous people. So like. There's like division because like Indigenous, I don't know, none people know about Indigenous people, but like it's one of the like they say it's one of the oldest cultures in the world, but like I don't know what. No, I shouldn't get into it. I'm not gonna get into it. But basically, at the end of the day, the biggest thing is that basically, at the moment we're trying to like pass like a law where a certain amount of Indigenous people are inside the political landscape of like the government. And it's a 50-50 shot down the middle where some Indigenous people want to do it, some people don't want to do it. It's because some people just don't want to do that. So like some people don't want to be involved in any type of media at all, and they don't want like one person. It's like saying, right, the best way I can put it is like imagine some fucking piece of shit person you know from your ethnicity or someone you know personally, and they represent you as a culture on like a really popular show or TV show or like a book. I guess that's like where the issues really lie. Because if some white motherfucker, like some Australian prick, who like just wanted to like gain money off me, like just made up shit about like my life and made up stuff like that and like based it off me, but like put an accent on or something, I'd be pissed about that.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where like the minority thing like is kind of hard because a lot of people, even if you said like a minority wrote this, a lot of people would argue against like who were part of that minority. Obviously, be like, bro, that's doesn't count. Like that has nothing to do with my minority. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Yeah.
Because that's a very common thing in Australia. It's so common. It's not funny. Like because we have so many cultures in Australia. Australia itself is a minority in itself, where a lot of our advertisements fake and it has nothing to do with Australia at all. Like for Sydney, for instance, Sydney is the biggest piece of shit fucking city probably in Australia. Like the biggest shithole of all time, like an absolute shithole.
Yeah.
I would rather actually drag my nuts across glass than walk into Sydney. Like no cap, worst city I've ever been to. Like, and if you're in there at night, you will get stabbed somewhere. Like it's a terrible city. And there's that many better cities in Australia alone, but we just advertise it like the shit, if that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
But the main, I guess, sorry, let's like get into it. But like Australians, we face a lot of minority issues because we've got so many different cultures in Australia. And a lot of the minorities from what I've gone to uni, because I class like 50, 60 people, and there'll be different cultures in there, and they'll all feel like the minorities in there are like not represented properly, even by minorities that make the minority issues, I guess. So I guess it's just like that balance, and like I fully agree that minorities should write the minority characters, and I don't fucking understand why companies don't let it happen, but I guess that's probably one of like the reasons why, I guess. I don't know. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so I do have a point to bring up. Okay, how do I phrase this?
Yeah, trying not to get cancelled here, bro. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
No, don't worry. Phrase it however you want. You got a minority in the podcast. It's fine.
Right. No, I mean,
Hang on,
I just want to.
But no, to be fair, tell us as a minority, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
you're in Syria and Germany. Would you count yourself as a minority, or not?
I suppose in Germany I would be. But I mean, Arabs in general, we're not really a minority. Like, there's a lot of Arabs, but in Germany, sure. Okay, so the point I was trying to say is, if you, okay, so it makes sense to have like the person writing a certain minority to be really well educated on them and
Yeah.
even be from that minority, because they'd understand it the most.
Mm.
But then you'd also
Mm.
have potential bias, because okay, so you could have someone like just write like kind of what is the word? Maybe not misrepresent, but maybe exaggerate or like try to overplay certain aspects for potential sympathy or to kind of twist a certain narrative. Obviously, that's not always the case, but I feel like I don't know, like having someone from a neutral party. It's not really better. It's not really better, but I feel like bias would always be kind of a thing there. But
Yeah.
like, do you know what I'm trying to say, or should I try to rephrase that?
No,
'Cause
I
I
know
don't
what
think
you
I.
mean,
Mm.
but I feel like bias happens in like in everything as well.
That is true. That is true. That is true.
So a straight writer could be biased on writing a straight character as well.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. They could fucking overplay like, or they could just have like, straight up fucking bullshit about straight people's struggles. I mean, there's not really a lot of them.
yes,
To be honest, let's be real here.
And
straight people struggle.
mean, hang on.
Comparatively. Comparatively,
Alright,
right?
Yeah,
I have a lot of
like
issues, fam. I don't know about you.
No. I mean, we have issues as people, but they're not really related to our sexuality,
yeah,
or are they?
like
Yeah.
well,
Purge.
no,
No, like, I don't know how to say
you can
this.
say it.
I'd probably do a
You can
lot.
say it.
Probably do a lot better if currently. Like, how do I say this? Like, without like, my chances would be a lot higher currently if I was gay. I guess you could say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Your chances of what though?
Getting lucky.
With what? With what?
I'm gonna drop it, bro. You
think,
continuing.
Okay.
No, I want to know what you mean by that though.
Like,
I think he means
Like
romantic
getting
life.
pussy? Oh yeah. Okay.
I get approached more. Get approached more. That's all I'm gonna. I was just. It was a kind of. It was kind
by
of a.
gay men,
Yeah, it was
right?
kind of a joke, but kind of not a joke. Like, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. Dead serious. I get.
But is that a downside?
It is when.
I mean, you can't really choose to be gay, you know.
I mean, you can, like, you can.
But then you have to like men if you want to choose to be gay.
Yeah.
You have to like men.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I get what you mean though.
I mean,
Like,
that's the
because
thing.
I get the same thing.
Yeah, but I'm not. Yeah, but sorry, I don't. I'm not into men personally, so I can't do it. I'm afraid. Like, I've even like had a deep thoughts about it. I'm like, nah, this is not me, fam. Sorry, it's not happening.
No, I fully get that because I have the same thing where I have more. My preference leans more into femininity, but I get more like muscly old men trying to get me than the type of men or woman that I want. So yeah, I get that. I get that.
It was like sort of a joke. Sorry, I didn't mean to, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am serious though. I do have more dudes approach me than chicks. I hate my life. Continue on, please.
Okay.
Why did I say that on the podcast, bro? Honestly, I hate my life, bro.
No, it's here forever. All
Nah,
right.
that's not a bad thing.
10k views on the YouTube, bro.
Imagine. This is the one that gets the views, and then
Oh,
next day.
I want to add one
But
more thing to that too. You say that it might have been easier for you. Well, I know you meant it kind of like a joke, but you said it would be easier because there's more men coming for you.
Mm.
The thing is, I like every gender, and I still get as little bitches as a straight guy trying to find a girlfriend.
That's fair.
So it's like,
Well, I mean, like it's like that.
Yeah.
It's like that thought, you know, like when you want something, you can't have it. But then when you
Yeah.
don't want something, there it is.
Yeah.
It's like for instance, like I was dating someone like a while ago. I swear to God, there was this like chicks appeared, bang. Like I was like, nah, I got a girlfriend. Leave me the fuck alone. And like the past 2 years, where the fuck did they go, bro? Like like literally, it's what it's like. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, and like you said, like, oh, I got these old dudes. It's like, well, I don't want that. Like, what the fuck do I do? Like, you're like,
I think the main difference is a lot of guys just fucking think with their dick. Honestly, straight up.
Yeah.
well, I don't.
Just follow your dick type
Yeah,
of
there
philosophy.
could be more guys asking you out because girls are more scared to ask someone out first.
Or I'm just ugly.
No.
You're not fucking ugly.
Might be the
The
mustache.
fuck
No.
are you talking about? That mustache is great.
Oh,
Mustache is great. It's iconic.
no chicks compliment only dudes. I think.
And I got it
I mean,
too.
you just need
It's
someone.
Cali.
You need to find someone that likes a mustache. Then.
Yeah, sometimes they like the brush. It's
Bridge,
like
can you
little
grow a beard?
itching thing.
Nah, I've got like this area here. I can't grow. The rest I
Yeah.
can.
Oh damn. Honestly, you should grow a beard though. I want to see that like once
Yeah.
because I think beards make anyone look better. To be honest,
For
I
real.
think the last time I clean shaved was like 3 years ago. Straight up, like I never clean shave because the last time I did it, there was a party and I was like, you know what would be great right now is if I fucking clean shave. And I did it and I looked in the mirror. I was like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. You're an absolute fucking idiot. And ever since, just no more. No more.
Mm. You got that beard genetics though.
Yeah, but I mean, it took me a while.
Your
It took me a while.
Your beard is majestic too, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have seen it personally.
I mean, it's still not like full everywhere.
Yeah. Have you seen a photo of Telos, Gengorrr?
No.
Handsome motherfucker.
Wait, let me send you a photo, Gengorrr.
Fishing for compliments.
Don't expose me.
If you don't
I'm
want
not
to, it's
fishing.
fine
I'm
though.
not fishing for compliments. Fuck off. Honestly.
I mean, okay, but Gengorrr, just don't show it on stream.
Okay.
I'm not live, so it's fine.
Okay.
Wait, do we want to like continue on to the next question? By the way.
Yeah. All right. Okay. But I do actually want to add one more point to this, to like just finalize
what
my
the fuck?
what.
I see what you mean, PurgeMist. Wait, you got the beard though, man.
Yeah.
He's handsome, straight up. He's.
Thank you. Anyway, the point I was trying to say is, like one way to kind of maybe like I brought up the point of like bias, right? If we could have like people kind of like, you know how there's like peer reviewed papers, like they, you know, multiple people check the same thing to make sure the facts are accurate. If we can kind of maybe have sort of the same thing. Like it's not just like a writer and then it just gets fucking passed on. Like if we can double check everything, that would be great. Also, especially if the people that are, checking whatever is written are from these minorities, to make sure that everything's accurate. I feel like that would be perfect, right? Like you'd have someone from that minority who's well versed and like understands, that community, like represent themselves correctly, and then you'd have other people from the same community just verify. Because, like you said earlier, you don't want misrepresentation. Like if they write, a certain community and then it's actually incorrect, then you're just kind of like putting them in a worse, like a bad spotlight type of situation. But here we are, and let's move on to the next point, which is, over the past few years, there has been that push for more diversity, for more representation in the industry, right? Do you think this push is a positive thing, or that this pressure, like this push, might pressure writers into just trying to like fit in? It kind of goes back to the last point, like token characters, like a checklist of characters, just to kind of like please the audience, or like they feel like they need to do it at the expense of their actual vision.
Okay.
But like do you think this affects the writer's actual, artistic vision, or like would it actually pressure them, or no?
I think it's a positive thing, because if someone has a vision for what it is, then they wouldn't be pressured to change anything that they have already written, and they would just put it out how it is already anyway, and be proud of it without caring about that. And pushing it would also make more diversity happen. So I think it's positive.
Okay.
It's a tough one. I think it's there's positives and negatives, obviously, to both of it, because like obviously misrepresentations from, again, bro, why am I the only white guy anyway? Like white people misrepresentation.
I am really white. Have you seen me?
Yeah, I know, but like I'm I'm the worst. I guess the worst type of white, I guess you could say. But basically, I feel like sometimes, like, I've seen enough racist people in my country, and I fucking hate them to death, and I do. And like, I feel like the misrepresentation of certain cultures like pisses me off to the next level. And for someone to push something that's incorrect to be more diverse in their writing is good, but bad, because it obviously can come out in a negative way, I guess, and like you said, feel forceful and stupid and out of character, and I don't want that. But at the same time, I feel like it's more the fact that there should be more diverse push for authors themselves rather than characters. For instance, like more pushes for authors from the LGBTQ community. Why not? Like push more, like, because a lot of them won't get accepted because they're part of that. More push for more gay authors, push for more pansexual, push for more gender fluid, any types of more. I would rather that rather than, personally, I would rather that, because I would rather read different types of perspectives rather than just someone making a perspective about something they don't know about. I guess is probably the best way I can put it. So I guess there's some good and bads, but I would prefer for them to really do that. But funny enough, like I don't know if anyone knows this, but like a lot of famous poets and a lot of famous writers from like the English era and like Spanish and that are in American literature. All the famous shit goes back and back. A lot of them are gay. Like
Yeah.
a lot, like
Yeah, and
like a lot, and like people were like, "No, they're not." I'm like, "Yes, they are."
yeah, they're gonna
Like,
be like, and those two were best friends.
yeah, it's like, it's exactly like, but like even them like could write something so. I guess that's like they can write something so beautiful, like a love story about something they don't understand, or maybe they did. I don't know, but like, there's always like if you read deeply enough into it, you can understand like their feelings behind all of it. But yeah, that's I guess that's my
Mhm.
take on it. I would rather more authors be pushed in diversity rather than people try to push writing diversity because I'd rather the perspectives be correct rather than incorrect.
Mm.
Right. And I think the like the most positive thing about this push for diversity is that writers are less afraid of
Mhm.
expressing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And you I mean that just by default gives you more authentic representations of like all the different communities, ethnicities, etc., etc. Um, but at the same time, um, I mean, I do get the whole writers could be pressured into trying to fit it in, either personally, socially, or it could even be like by their bosses, right? Their higher ups. They could be like forcing them to do it, even if they don't want to. Um, like in that case, like, I wouldn't want a writer to just write things they don't believe in, because I mean, this not authentic. It's not genuine. It's not what the writer actually wants to do. But if the writer wants to write a certain thing, wants to present a certain community, I think this whole push for it is great because they can just feel free to do it without like any backlash. Obviously,
Mhm.
backlash is gonna happen, or maybe more hate, not backlash. That's gonna happen
Yeah.
regardless. But nowadays, that gets shut down fairly quickly. And
Mm.
I think that's a great thing. I think the whole I think us as people, like we have come a long ways, like compared to 20, 30 plus years ago. Because like racism nowadays is not really tolerated. Like for the most part, it
Yeah.
is a thing. Obviously, certain different countries or different places tolerate it to a different extent. It might be worse in certain areas, but as a culture as a whole, as us as people, it's not really an accepted thing anymore. And I think that's great. Um,
Absolutely.
oof. Yeah,
Mm.
that's pretty much it.
Is that it?
That's pretty much it.
Jesus,
That's pretty much it.
that was that was hectic.
Yeah, that was having to think of all these answers on the spot is definitely rough. But I think we got our point across. Is that like if I had to sum it up, is what matters the most to me is like whatever being represented is genuine, and it comes
Mhm.
from the writer's own beliefs and like from the heart necessarily, and not just put there for monetary gain, right?
Yeah. Mm.
I think all I want to say is like if I said anything that offended anybody, I
Mm.
apologize. Um, I'm not.
Mhm.
I don't mean in any way, shape, or form to be offensive. I don't know. Like I just like I'm a type of person that's very interested in everything, and I just I analyze everything. So
Mm.
Mm.
that's just honestly how my
And
mind
I
works.
think
So,
I think like topics like this are definitely sensitive, and not a lot of people like talking about it because
I love it.
they want to hurt someone's feeling, or they just don't really want to get into it too much. But I think it is important to talk about
mm,
because they're really delicate topics, and I think like you can't really avoid them, and it's not really good to not criticize it, because obviously, like we said earlier, like this whole push for diversity is a great thing, but not everything that has come with it has been good. The implementation of it, the pressure, whatever it is, there's been good and there's been bad, and I think it's important to talk about it to kind of improve it, correct it, get it to a better point where we can get to a point where everyone feels represented, everyone is actually well like just well informed about everyone, right? Which I mean, that is a tough ask, but the more we can work on it, the better. And obviously, this is not meant to offend anyone. I think it's pretty. I mean, it goes without saying, everyone is always welcome here. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
we love everyone. Like, feel free to be your own self. Yeah, just. Thumbs up.
Yeah, no, thumbs up. We did well. Not, I feel like we're not cancelled yet, but like it did well.
No,
So,
no.
Yeah. I think, and like my favorite part is. Sorry, go, Gengorrr, you're right.
I'm gonna get cancelled next time. I'm bringing up politics.
Oh, Jesus
Oh
Christ.
no.
No, because I'm hosting
Yeah.
next time, and it's only gonna be fun. That's the. Or it is.
Yeah, but after your turn is over.
Alright, Purge, you had some things you wanted to talk about at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, just again, I wanted to say I was like, I'm pretty proud of all three of us for not getting heated at each other. Even when like
no.
I spoke openly about like both your cultures and like stuff like that. Thank you a lot for sitting through it. Probably because I shadowed my own culture before I started. Because fuck my culture, honestly, sometimes. So, well, like I just wanted to start this thing this week because I kind of want to do some more fun stuff, obviously, and get to know. So I was like, just do like a weekly catch up or a fortnightly catch up. Like, what have you guys been up to past 2 weeks, and what are your plans for the next two before the next podcast? You guys have anything you want to talk about?
My plans?
Go ahead, Gengorrr.
My plans. I have 2. Fuck. Okay, don't worry about it. I have 2 ideas.
Oh god.
Oh my fucking
I'm
god.
scared.
I have 2 ideas. No.
You dropped food.
One of my ideas. Yeah, one of my ideas is for my son is I improvise everything on the spot. I don't come up with any questions. I just improvise everything and keep it going. And then the other is politics.
Okay. For
I
the politics one, I'm gonna be fucking clueless. I avoid politics like the plague, honestly.
Oh yeah.
I know, but like I didn't mean like the podcast. So like I meant like in general. Like in your life, like in your life, like like what are you?
But like, I do like the improvised idea.
Like what are you been up to? Yeah. Like or like have you anything planned like that?
Hustling and making money, man.
Let's go.
I just want to show what I dropped real quick though. Yeah. It's an egg. I dropped an egg on the floor. Oh man,
bro. I was wondering what the fuck that was in your hand.
Yeah, it was an egg.
Oh, like what is that sound?
Oh my god.
Who holds a raw egg in their fucking hands the whole podcast and drops at the end?
I thought it was like a fucking like one of those what are they called? Like stress balls type of thing? Yeah. I didn't think that was an actual fucking egg. Why do you have that with you? What the fuck?
It's my last egg in the fridge.
Is that all you want to say, bro?
Yeah, well, about the politics thing, I used to be like that too, where I wouldn't care about politics at all. But then I realized not caring about politics is kind of just like is kind of the same as like not caring about other people's problems in a way. So I start to look more into politics because of that.
Hmm. Fair enough. Fair enough.
All I'm gonna say is that I'm gonna get heated. I get heated with politics. So anyway, that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I'm gonna be quiet for most of it because I just
I-
don't really know. I'm
Like
not knowledgeable enough.
when it comes to like historical stuff, I get pretty heated because
Hmm.
a lot of shit went down. But anyway, what about you? Tell us. What do you got on for the next? Like, what have you been up to, and what are you on for the next 2 weeks?
Honestly, not much. Like lately, like I've just been fucking bored out of my mind. Like there's nothing I want to do. There's no games I want to play. There's nothing I want to fucking watch. It's like I'm having a hard time even like streaming anything because there's like nothing I really want to play myself. So it's like, how am I gonna fucking entertain when I'm like fucking bored while doing whatever I'm doing? And I don't wanna force it. I don't really like that. Like I like doing it when the vibes are right. So like, I haven't streamed for a week, and I always feel bad about it. But I don't know. There's like just nothing I want to do.
What about Warframe?
Honestly, I'm kind of burnt out.
What
Like
about
I've had like almost 1,000 hours in the last 2 months.
you
So
could play League?
no. I mean, I hate myself. I want to hate myself even more.
I'm trying to think of like a few.
Is this
There you go.
is this still part of the podcast?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You guys keep talking for a minute.
No, you can say what you want to say, bro. Sorry, that's the end segment.
No, I need to clean up. I need to clean up. You guys talk.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. So like
Yeah.
next two.
Next few weeks. I've been thinking about getting a fucking job just to kind of maybe change up change up my routine a bit. Because it's just like university, and then I'm kind of just staring at the wall. I mean, like I do chill out with my friends, do play some stuff here and there, but like it's getting to a point where everyone is just like, okay, now what do we do? It's like, yo, if someone come up with an idea, like everyone just goes fucking dead quiet. It's just crickets. Like I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Need to remind everybody that Telus was late with the idea for the podcast, but had nothing to do.
Look, listen, okay, like things happened, right? And then like you can't rush creativity, right? Like it has to come from the heart. So I mean, as an artist myself,
Oh my god!
I need to like it needs to be genuine, like we've been saying this whole time. So you know, it is what it is. You know, you get writers burnout. I don't know what I'm talking about. Honestly, I was out with friends and
It's all good, fam. It's all good. I don't need you.
PurgeMist throwing me under the bus.
I have.
Yeah, I forgot to fucking mention at the start that this is season 2.
Oh yeah, this is season 2, by the way. Everybody.
Yeah, season 2. Yeah, yo, second season. It's crazy. I think that should have been a fucking announcement at the start, but here we are.
I think
if you sat through the whole thing,
Gengorrr
so season 2
is doing the thumbnails for season 2, and Talos will be doing season 3. I think that's how it's gonna go.
Oh shit!
Because Talos has been working on Photoshop, he said so.
He
can handle the thumbnails for season 3, but Gengorrr has nominated himself. They have nominated themselves for season 2, so they are going to take control of that for me. We all control the YouTube channel, but obviously it's sort of recorded on my channel, so
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it'll be good to have a bit of share of hands, I guess. Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah. No, I think this is a good spot to end the podcast.
Well, I still got my segment to go. So
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
shit. Sorry, my bad. My bad.
the Gengorrr was just
What's happening?
Go on, Pridge. Go on, Pridge. Just cut him off. Yeah, my bad. Listen. All right.
Oh,
Shit happens. Shit happens.
Look, so like I don't know what's going on for the next few weeks. I'm like, what have been going on? I don't know. I've been I dropped uni, I guess. Probably the biggest one, and it's sort of vibing right now. I'm grinding my biggest month of Twitch ever, actually. Funny enough, hit 170 hours, I think, streamed in the past 31 days. I've only
Nice.
missed 3 days, so I'm pretty happy with that. In the
Let's
past
go.
31, and we're growing quite a lot as a community, and I don't know, but I'm currently, cheeky shout out to myself, but we're doing a Zelda event currently, obviously, on my channel. Only playing Zelda for games. We're doing giveaways, obviously, if anyone wants to jump in for that. We're doing community games, I guess, but I don't know. The plans for the future is I'm gonna do some redesigns and try to, I guess, just try and improve myself as a person. I guess I'm struggling at the moment, so trying to reduce my drinking, which I drank the whole podcast, so it doesn't really count. I wasn't supposed to drink tonight, but I was like, oh, we've got a podcast going. I need to drink. But I guess I'm just doing a bit of self work, I guess, and but I guess that's about it for now. I guess until we can really improve our ideas, what we want to say was going on for the next look at Gengorrr speaking.
Right. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot going on for me, obviously.
It'll be like more natural. So next week, I'm in control, or the next 2 weeks, and
yeah,
my podcast is going to be very different to what we've usually done, and it's going to be very, very different. Because I was talking to Gengorrr the other week when we were playing Apex, and I came up with some ideas in my head and about free flowing, and this one's going to be fucking very free flowing. It's going to be all over the place, Gengorrr. It's going to be, it's going to be.
that's good.
It's going to be all over the place, and I've got all these ideas, and I'm excited. It's just, I want to see you two laugh. That's all I want to do.
All right.
And
sounds good.
I've got some really funny ideas, and I'm really excited to see how they come out. But it's going to be very different to what we've ever done, and I feel like, even though it's never going to be the same, I feel like we could probably from there make a bit of a landscape into what we could do eventually, hopefully. And it's taken from 2 podcasts that I listened to already, and some ideas from that, and yeah, she's gonna be fucked. It's gonna be beautiful.
Nice. Looking forward to it.
But I haven't even done I've got the ideas, but I haven't got the questions. And there's one segment that's gonna piss Gengorrr off into the next week, so I'm keen for it.
What is it?
I'm not telling you. It's the surprise.
No spoilers.
Telos doesn't know. I think Telos only knows one segment that's gonna piss off Gengorrr, and that's it.
Why can I not know?
Because it's gonna be beautiful. But it's
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else anyone want to say?
That's eggs on my floor.
It's like, that's fantastic. That is actually fantastic. All right, so this has been the first episode of season 2. Once again, forgot to announce it at the start. Hope this wasn't fucking offensive. I don't think it was, but what I'm trying to say is just listen to the thing and don't cancel us. Thanks. And see you in fucking 2 weeks, give or take. Depends on fucking, schedules and things. Peace out.